It's as if the blood of Unicron, the Destroyer, flows through my veins. As if I hear his very thoughts.
Lord Megatron has not been of sound judgment since his return.
For the moment, it's only reconnaissance. RC, much has changed in the last 24 hours, and we all need to adapt.
Oh, so that's how it's going to be, hmm? Apparently, no one has told you I have no appreciation for human humor.
I see you brought your trusty watchdog. I was certain he'd be convalescing in a scrapyard by now.
Do you recall the period late in the war, when both sides began hiding their energon spoils off-world? It is also the reason battles came to be waged on planets such as this one. And I fear Megatron's memory is as long as history. Putting you in harm's way was never our intent. However, it is no longer the safety of you three that is at risk, but the safety of all humankind.
Yet, we mustn't despair over his tragic demise, but instead, embrace his ultimate sacrifice. Allow me to be crystal clear. I studied for millennia under our former master. No one could have survived this. As I suspected, faulty sensors. The last thing I need now are rumors that Megatron is still... Megatron. Autobot base say. Humans, always the weak link. Fetch me this Fowler, so that he may brief us instead. Skyquake, I located you. I awakened you. Thus, I, Lord Starscream, am now your master.
Is this ancient war still worth fighting, when so many comrades have been lost, and worlds destroyed? If you want to be a true leader, Starscream, then stray from Megatron's path, and lead the Decepticons toward peace.
I would be willing to consider a truce, if you would be willing to bow before me, Optimus Prime.
Given our lack of infrastructure and frequent need to relocate in order to avoid detection, it is not logical to expect greater productivity at this point in time.
That pest is the very one who robbed me of my spark. And now I possess the power to return the favor.
Our planet is currently incapable of generating new lives. Not until I retrieve the wellspring from which all life on Cybertron is born, and ultimately returns.
That hit we took did some damage. Receiver's operational, but we can't transmit.
So, we are to rule together, as one.
You will rule nothing. I traveled to Cybertron for one reason only. To destroy Primus personally.
But to destroy Primus is to destroy Cybertron.
These remain dangerous times, Bumblebee. We cannot leave Cybertron unsecured. Not with Starscream and Shockwave unaccounted for.
Not to mention our stray Predacon.
Ultra Magnus, you will supervise patrols to find and capture the fugitive Decepticons.
I would be honored.
Bulkhead, you will lead the reconstruction effort. Begin by building a landing field to welcome returning refugees. Wheeljack, I will require your extensive experience navigating deep space.
How fortunate that I was wrong. For Predaking is a loyal and powerful combatant who could very well be the greater instrument of destruction which you seek. Perhaps not destroyed. Just damaged enough that our shared form will no longer be of use to you and force you to abandon what remains. For regaining my free will, even over a mangled and deficient frame, is preferable to enduring a waking life as your slave.
Our strongest assets are this warship and whatever relics might be stored in its vault.
The foolish Prime rendered only my material form dormant. I now wish to finish what I began eons ago. And for that, my anti-spark requires a vessel,
Optimus Prime would deem it a tragedy to stain Cybertron's fresh soil with any newly spilled energon. So help us prove what Megatron was never willing to.
The Allspark itself is comprised of pure energy. In order to contain it and launch it off-world, Alpha Trion forged a vessel capable of extracting it from the ether. It is this indestructible reliquary we seek.
You've clearly been traumatized, Master. A good power down and a stroll around the smelting pit will put you back in touch with your inner warlord.
Enough! The Decepticons are no more, and that is final.